Good evening, all of you. Today we are going to start with the next part of this chapter, human health and diseases. Next disease is filariasis or elephantiasis. As the name itself explains, that is elephantiasis, an infected person faces a kind of condition in which his limbs are swells and looks like an elephant's leg. So filariasis is caused by thread-like worms which are nematodes, belongs to the category of the nematodes. These nematodes are parasites which are transported from person to person, from one person to another person by mosquito bite, as we have seen in the malaria, in the case of malaria. Filariasis are of three types: lymphatic filariasis, subcutaneous filariasis, and serous filariasis. So according to the name itself explaining, lymphatic filariasis, which is related to the lymphatic nerves, vessels, whole lymphatic system. Subcutaneous filariasis related to the skin, and serous filariasis, which is related to the cavity or cavities which are present in our body. So we are going to study in detail lymphatic filariasis, which is generally termed as elephantiasis, which is caused by a pathogen which is named by Walkeria bancrofti. Some another, that is Brugia malai and Brugia temori. These are the two, but most common pathogen for this disease is Walkeria bancrofti. Sign and symptoms of this disease, the first that we have discussed, that is elephantiasis, the name, correct? Edema with the thickening of the skin and underlying tissues. That means tissues are actually stores, or tissues get swells because of the amount of lymph which saturated in the tissues. Walkeria bancrofti affects the legs, arms, breast, scrotum. That means the larvae of Walkeria bancrofti gets accumulated in the leg, arms, breast, and scrotum. Means we can say the tips of the body. So in this condition, because of the amount or the number of larvae gets increased, as much as the number of larvae increases in the body size, or the part of the body size, also swells and increases. In lymphatic filariasis, worms infect lymphatic system, and which causes the enlargement of lymph vessels and lymph nodes. So lymph vessels from the lymphatic system, that we are going to study in detail in the circulation chapter, and lymph nodes, which are a kind of police beat chowki in our body, and which are present everywhere, not everywhere, but at some specific places in our body, like tonsils on the neck, like in the neck, below the neck, in our abdomen, and under the thighs. So that lymphatic nodes also gets swell. Lymphedema is the accumulation of lymph fluid in tissue, and that's why that tissues swells. So lymphedema, that is the accumulation of the lymph fluid in the tissue causing swelling. And the last symptom, that is hydrocele, that is the testes are enlarged due to the accumulation of lymphatic fluid in the testes. Mode of transmission. Walkeria bancrofti is transmitted to human body by the female of Culex mosquito. So this is the genus Culex, and female is responsible. The larvae which escape mosquito body and arrives on the human skin, that we can exactly check afterward in the diagram of the life cycle of Walkeria bancrofti. These larvae penetrate the skin and undergoes the molting, and then it becomes adults. Molting, that means they are shedding or losing their skin or hairs twice, and they become adult and settles in the lymphatic system. So that means when they become adult, they just reaches to the lymphatic system, means lymphatic vessels or lymphatic nodes, and where they settled properly. And there, and we can say there, the molting, that incubation period is as long as 18 to 16 months. Diagnosis and treatment of this disease, that is, we can use of diethyl carbamazine citrate twice a day for 3 weeks. So this is the course. After that, for the 5 days in every 6 months is effective against the filarial worms. So according to the severity of the infection, that doses are given. How to prevent or control this disease? So avoid mosquito bite as same as in malaria, and eradication of the sources of the mosquito reproductive places, that are the stagnant water. This is the most essential control for filariasis. To understand the proper spread of this disease, we must know the life cycle of Walkeria bancrofti. First point, right from here, mosquito takes a blood meal, that is L3 larvae enter the skin. When infected mosquito bites a healthy person, larvae of Walkeria bancrofti in L3 stage enters in the skin of the healthy person, where in the human it undergoes twice a molding and they becomes adults in the lymphatic system. Adults produce sheathed, means a sheath on their body, that is termed as microfilariae, and that migrate into the lymph and the blood channels, that means our blood vessels and lymph vessels. And this is the diagnostic stage where we can identify the signs and symptoms. In that case, the mosquito takes a blood from this infected person. So this microfilariae penetrate the mosquito's midgut and it reaches to the thoracic muscles of the mosquito, where it reaches to the stage of L1 larvae, undergoes 2 moltings and gets converted into L3 larvae. This L3 larvae then migrate to the head and the mosquito's proboscis. Proboscis is the elongated part of the mouth of the mosquito by which it sucks blood from the human. And when this larvae reaches to the proboscis, when mosquito bites a healthy person, this larvae gets entered or penetrated the body of the human. This is the infection mode. Now next part, that is typhoid. It is an acute infection of intestine. Acute, that means which is slow infection, means which is not suddenly occurs. It is caused by the Salmonella typhi, that means the pathogen which is bacteria. This bacteria is gram negative. So this gram negative bacteria which is responsible for this disease, which is termed as pathogen, disease causing organism, found in the intestine of the lumen of the infected person. So infected person's intestines cavity, where these bacteria are present, which are coming out through the feces or stool of that person, and which, if that feces spreads on the earth or land, which is one of the reason for the spread of this disease. Pathogenicity, that means a capacity to infect a healthy person of these bacteria is very high because of the presence of antigen O and lipopolysaccharide, which are present on the surface coat, which are as same as also found in the human body. That's why our body cannot recognize this bacteria as a pathogen. Flagella is contain H antigen. This bacteria is a motile bacteria. That's why it shows locomotory organ, that is flagella, which contains H antigen. Signs and symptoms of typhoid: a prolonged fever, continuous prolonged fever, and not normal fever which reaches to the 104 Fahrenheit. General nausea, that means person is not feel to eat anything. Fatigue, a condition, a mental condition in which person cannot focus, cannot concentrate on anything. And severe headache. Abdominal pain because of these bacteria which actually infects the intestine. Constipation, that means it is hard to pass feces or latrine. Or exactly opposite condition, diarrhea, that means loose motions. Rose colored means pink rashes on the skin are found, especially on the neck and the underarm. White coat on the tongue, that is the plaque which actually gets covered on the tongue. Cough, anorexia, that is loss of appetite. And if not treated well, or if not treated on time, the breathlessness, that means the short breaths but more frequent breaths, irregular heartbeats, and hemorrhage, that means internal bleeding of the body takes place. Mode of the transmission, that is, it is a food and waterborne disease. So insects like housefly and cockroaches which are comes to our house, before that they reaches to the feces or fecal matter. If proper sanitization system is not there, so proper sanitation is not there, in that case the feces spreads on the road or on the land. If infected person's feces is present in that dirt, so these cockroaches and house flies first gets in contact with that feces and comes to our houses. That means it carries that bacteria to our houses, and it actually contaminates our water or our food by the sitting on the utensils of our houses. Poor hygiene habits, poor sanitation conditions are responsible for the spread of typhoid. Diagnosis and treatment: the viral test, the normal bacterial test is enough for this, the diagnosis of typhoid. Treatment of typhoid involves surgical removal of gallbladder in severe cases. That means the antibiotics which are unable to kill the all amount of bacteria because of the bacterial load is more in the infected person. So in that case, to remove the more amount of bacteria in the body, to save the life of that infected person, gallbladder is removed. Antibiotic which is commonly used, that is chloromycetin, is helpful in this treatment. And for the prevention, WHO recommends two vaccines. First one, that is oral, the name TY21A vaccine, and the second one, that is injectable, that is we can take that through the injection in our body. The name is typhoid polysaccharide vaccine and sold with the name that is Typhim 6 or Typhirix. So here we can check that diagram where we can found that the capsule, that is coat, which is made up of K antigen or V1, that is the vitamin in the salmonella. Somatic, that is the body covering inner, which is made up of antigen O, and flagella, which is made up of antigen H. So here we have finished two parts. First one, that is filariasis. Second one, that is typhoid. You have to click on the link of assignment and you have to fill that Google form for the submission of assignment. Thank you.